This next blurb comes from the Journal of American Folklore in 1927, and it details one of the interviewers going out to Pennsylvania and talking to a group that he describes as Throndrakian witches, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But the story sounds very familiar, and I want you to let me know in the comments what this reminds you of. I have collected numerous legends of personal power of the Black Witch, but can only advance one concrete instance from my own observation. This particular case is so reminiscent of the fairy tales of my youth that I hesitate to record it in this column of this sober magazine. In the course of my duties, my attention was drawn to a 7-year-old child of Throndrakian parentage. It was about half normal weight, mentally defective, and a case of generally mental development. The story given to me in all seriousness by the parents was as follows. At the ceremony of naming on the 7th day after birth, all members of the sect within the visiting radius assembled for usual festivities, but a formal invitation was not sent to the local sorceress. At the height of the ceremonies, the outraged priestess appeared, accompanied in due form by her black cat and other familiar spirits. Removing one of the child's garments, she informed the horrified company that the child would wither away, but not until they had trouble of rearing it to maturity. The parents naturally did not consider that any medical attention or parental care could avail against the spells of the enchantress, and allowed the child to grow up in its own sweet will in a room that was practically sealed in order to avoid the entrance of wandering evil spirits. I was able to impress them with the conviction that my magical powers were even stronger than those of the local practitioner by insisting on the free admission of the benefit of spirits of fresh air, the drinking of milk from a magic cow, and a child sleeping in open air while wearing an extemporized amulet. White magic overcame black, and the child is improving daily. Before I could convince the parents that the treatment would succeed, I had to use magic in the form of a threatened visit to the penitentiary, to persuade the witch to come with me and remove the spell. At my suggestion, the old lady burned the cap that she had taken from the child, and I compelled her to drink the ashes in a cup of blessed salt and water. This greatly impressed the community and appears to have an excellent effect in moderating the activities of the enchantress. Now, as you see, the interviewer was able to combat the spell. But what does that initially sound like to you? That fairy tale sounds very familiar. But since this is his firsthand account, my guess is that it's actually true, but it's giving Brothers Grimm. Let me know what you guys